Welcome everybody, Mentor Monday, and today, November 7, we have a great one. Our great leader, mentor of mentors, Dave Daughtrey, is going through the art of presentation. So definitely this one, you want to make sure that you pay attention, grab a pen, and it's going to be in a recording, so you can go back and look at it as many times as you want, and it's also going to be uploaded in the website. So make sure that you open your mind, listen to everything that Dave has to teach us so that we can all get inspired by the art of presenting. So Dave, you got the mic. Thank you, sir. We just are so happy to learn this new presentation, and everybody pay attention.
All right, thank you, Claudia. Again, thanks everyone for joining in today. Our Mentor Monday here on November 7th. Today is our first here in the US, our first meeting on a new calendar, new schedule. We have what we call daylight savings over here. It just ended yesterday. So we've had to move our clocks back an hour. So now I am, I believe, 10 hours difference from South Africa and 11 hours difference from Kenya. So just so you all know. But thank you for joining in. We've got another special guest with us today, Marco Garmo from San Diego. Many of you have heard me talk about Marco for last month. And before I get into the presenting part of this, the PowerPoint, I want to say this. All of you know I'm a networker. It's what I do. You know, network marketing has been my life. And my method of networking is simple. It really is very simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. All right. It still requires effort, work, time. You know, I mean, I've had a lot of long days talking to people, whether they're distributors already or affiliates already on my team, or they are new signing up that I'm working with. And all of us as networkers should be busy all the time. Busy, 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 because you're constantly communicating with the people that you have. You're looking for new people. And then sometimes you're actually selling product. Last night on a call, I was talking to Jennifer. She's out in Florida, and she's got a bronze. All that bronze really does is sell product. Doesn't even really build the network. She's just a product mover. Now, obviously, she's got 2 presidential diamonds because you can't be a bronze, but she sells a lot of product, okay? So there's all kinds of people in your network that come from all walks of life. You know, some are consumers, some are going to be sellers. Now we've got this ambassador program where they can be influencers and they can join as they can't sponsor anybody. Brand ambassadors cannot sponsor anybody. But what they can do is they can sell product, and they get their commission from 4Life paid the next day here in the US, if your account is in the US or in a corporate market where 4Life has a corporate presence. But they can be an ambassador. And then there are those that are builders, the ones that want to build the network. Now, before I got on this call, I was listening to one of the, it was actually a reel on Instagram from Herminio Nevares. And many of you know Herminio. He's one of the top platinums in 4Life in the Latin market. And he's level 9 to me, my 9th level. And I worked with Dr. Herminio Nevares, many, many years ago for about 5 years, traveling to Puerto Rico, working with him. Listening to that reel, it just reminds me why this is the greatest business on earth. This is the kind of business that can change lives. It's the only business I know of where you can work collectively with a team of people, all working for their goals and their dreams, whatever those goals and dreams are. We're all moving the same direction, and everybody has an opportunity to transform their life, change their life. You're not going to find that in any kind of employment, working a job where you get to determine your paycheck. You get to determine how high you want to rise. Nobody can push you down. In fact, it's just the opposite. Nobody can succeed without helping others succeed. Whereas in like a traditional job, you might have a boss that doesn't necessarily want you to achieve, their rank, because if you move up to their level, they might lose their job if you're better than them. So they'll do, a job to keep you pushed down a bit so that, they're more superior than you are in that employment. Well, that doesn't apply here. That way of thinking doesn't work. What works is by you working with your people and helping them be successful. And part of helping them be successful is teaching them how to talk to other people, how to present to people, how to inspire, influence other people. So I always talk about the art of the presentation. Why do I say the art of the presentation? Well, quick story about me. When I was 18 years old, that's when I actually, my life changed, where I went from thinking about getting a job to actually being involved in something where I didn't have any limit to what I could earn. And that was in earning commissions from my effort. I actually answered an ad, and I did think I was going to a job, job interview. It wasn't a job interview. I pulled up in a parking lot in a little Chevy Chevette. Many of you probably don't even remember the Chevette. It was like a little tin can. And I pulled up in a little red Chevette. And as I got out of my car, and I had actually went and spent like the last dollar I had buying me a little suit so I could wear a suit with the vest into this interview. And this guy pulls up in the parking lot and he gets out of his car. He was driving a classic Thunderbird, a T-Bird, they call it. He gets out of his car, and I'll never forget, his watch was glistening. The sun happened to hit the glass on his watch just right, and it was glistening. And that guy looked so sharp. And I thought, man, that guy's got to be successful. Well, I went into my interview, and guess who walked out in the front of the room? And when I walked in the room, by the way, I thought I was going in for a personal interview. It was a room with probably about 50 people in it. And we were all sitting at like desks, like school desks. And all of a sudden up walked that same guy, slick looking, had his Rolex watch on, his suit. And he stood up in front of everyone. He said, I just want you all to know you're all hired. Well, when he said that, it was interesting. A lot of people got up at that point and left the room. And I think he was just screening or vetting people, to see who's really interested in what he had to say. And a lot of people left. By the time he was done, all but like maybe 5 people had left, because he wanted us to buy a demonstration pack or sample demonstration pack kit of Cutco knives. Now, Marco might have heard of Cutco cutlery. They're knives. You may not have Cutco knives where you live in your part of the world, but the point is this: that man became my first mentor in direct selling. His name was John Gecko. I remember to this day, John Gecko. And he taught me the art of presenting. I learned with those knives how to cut tomatoes paper thin. I could cut pennies in half, a coin in half. I'd cut rope. I'd ask somebody to bring out, some bread, and I would just slice it perfectly paper thin. So what's the point of all this? Is that I learned that presenting, there's an art to it. Okay. It's not always what you say, but how you say it when you talk to people. You need to have that enthusiasm. You need to have that conviction, that belief in what you're doing. And that comes with practice. It comes with experience. Now, when it comes to our products, obviously it comes from using the products. I've got my favorite drink here, which is my Tropical Go sticks with Rio Vita sticks. I mix the two together, Rio Vita and Tropical. Love to drink it. So when I present today to people, I have this conviction. All right. Now, there's many ways to present to people. There is the 2-minute presentation when you're in passing with someone. All right. Or you just got 2 minutes. You can't give an entire presentation in 2 minutes. So therefore, you need to do enough, tell them enough to create curiosity. So they want to know more, and then get back with them, try to establish a time or exchange information. So you can set up a time to actually give them more information. All right. Then there might be the 10-minute presentation where you can get a little deeper into it. And those types of presentation, they're not scripted. You're not going to try to just A, B, C, D. That's where the experience comes in. When you talk to someone, they might ask you what you do, and you say you have a home-based business, and they might say something like, oh, I'd love to work from home. Well, now you're going to talk about business. You might say something like, I work in a health and wellness industry. It's a $4 trillion industry and people are making a lot of money. They might say, what kind of products? Well, now you're going to talk about products. So I tend to talk about, in those types of presentations, what the person needs to hear. All right. If you talk about what they need to hear, not necessarily what you want them to hear, then you'll have their attention. If you talk about only what you want them to hear, you may lose them. They may not be interested at all. So pay attention when you're talking to people about what's in it for them. All right. What is it that they want to hear, and address that. So again, those presentations, whether it's a couple of minutes, I'm standing in line at the bank and I'm going to make a deposit, and the person in front of me or behind me, I strike up conversation with them. Maybe it's pouring down rain, and I say, it's raining like cats and dogs out there, my gosh. And they say something to me, and we start talking. You don't have much time. So then it's kind of like, I'm here doing this, you're doing that, and just try to establish a friendship. So the first thing is friendship. The second thing you establish is trust. The trust comes in by working with that person, taking an interest in that person, bonding with that person, all right? Developing your relationship with that person. And just, many of you have heard of my good friend here, Marco. Marco's in San Diego, for those of you that are new. Marco and I met a year ago, actually a little over a year ago. He's now retired as the captain here in the sheriff's department. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there's like 4,000 deputies or something in that department. So Marco had a lot of responsibility working with a lot of people, but over the course of that year, in fact, Marco, I'm going to unmute you here real quick. Over the course of that year, we've established a really close friendship. Wouldn't you say that's true?
Yes, sir.
We've become good friends, and I believe there's a high level of trust. I trust Marco. Marco trusts me. And so that takes time. So when you meet someone, you develop that relationship, the people you develop those relationships with, keep them strong, and that only happens by taking time with that person. All right. Doing things in a just a friendly, loving manner, and cherishing that relationship. And this may seem funny, but I kind of look at it like marriage. If you and your significant other just said hello in the morning and you all went off to work, and then you said goodnight at night and went to bed, and that's all that happened every day, what kind of relationship is that? It's not much of a relationship. So work on your relationships with your people. Okay. So let's get into the presentation now. All right. I'm going to open up my PowerPoint and show with you. We're going to go through the slides. Please, if you have any questions, and I might even call upon someone here to help me out, ask you to read the bullet points on a slide. All right. And then maybe you can elaborate a little bit on it. This presentation is a formal presentation. Now, you can edit it. I'm going to put this up on my website, davedaughtry.com, under the education library. All right. It'll be under the documents in the English section. So when you go there and you download it, you can edit it. All right. If you want to do something for your market, your region, like Dr. Ojina out in Kenya there, or Bev in South Africa, if you guys want to do something with it, go ahead. The point of this presentation is to be a guide to help you remember when you're doing a formal presentation what to talk about. And one last thing before I open this up. Excuse me. This presentation is a bit different. In the past, I always would focus on three things. I would focus on company, I would focus on the product, and the pay plan. Boom, boom, boom. Those three items. Now, I honestly believe there needs to be a prelude to that. All right. There needs to be a segue before we get into the why for life. We need to address what's going on around the world today. All right. So that's how this presentation starts. It starts kind of doom and gloom in a way. What's going on? There's a lot of, so-called negative things going on out there. So what options do people have? And then throw some of the options out there, the traditional options that people think of if they want to better their lives, change their lives. What do they look to do? Well, then we present the option to them of what we do, networking. Like Herminio Nevada says, it's the best business in the world for anyone that wants to change their life. If anybody wants to transform and change their life and establish, some financial freedom, this is where you can do that if you're willing to do the work. All right. And so we go from that, we go to through the benefits. All right. The benefits of why this kind of business, and then why for life. So let me open this up, share my screen with you guys. And Claudia, let me know if for some reason it's not sharing in the full presentation mode. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to go into presentation mode here.
Don't forget to put the audio for the videos.
Yes, you are correct. For some reason, I always forget to click that down there, share sound and optimize video clip. So if you're ever doing a Zoom and you're going to do a PowerPoint, make sure that you in the bottom corner there, you click on share sound and optimize for video clip. All right. All right, here we go. And presentation mode. All right. Are we in presentation mode?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So we're calling this a 5-star opportunity. Just sharing with people, come and take a look at our 5-star opportunity. This is the part of the doom and gloom. All right. Today's world is full of increasing chaos, confusion, and challenges. There's health threats, pandemics, financial challenges. We've got inflation, recessions, global crisis, wars. And I would even put in there now changing governments. I'm seeing just all these swing things going on where governments are just going from one extreme, way over to another. That just happened in Brazil, by the way. So
Dave, before you continue, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that there's we're going to address that. Dave already knows there's like a block or a gray line. So if people start wondering why it's there, we're working on it so that when the PowerPoint is on the website, it won't be there. Because right now I can't read today's world is. It's got a block, okay, Dave? But we'll figure it out before we upload it on the.
I'm looking here to see, because it never used to show that. It's
Yeah.
strange. I think that's a Zoom thing. And I'm looking here right now, and it doesn't say anything where I can hide that bar. So let me just do this. Let me put the bar down
You
here.
just need to know that when we upload it, because when you sent it to me, it's not showing. Can you try and move that to another screen? Yeah, you just moved it. So it is a Zoom thing. Can you try and
It's
move
at the
it?
bottom now.
Yeah,
We'll keep it
so
down here
you're
for now.
right. Okay, so just if people are wondering, you won't get it like this when it comes into the website. That's all. Sorry to interrupt.
Right. No worries. No worries. Okay. So that's the first slide there. Anybody have any questions? And you know what, you guys? If you have any suggestions, let me know. Say, hey, what about this, Dave? What about putting that in? This is not, a end all be all presentation. This is something that is, I thought of and thought it would help people in presenting today. So if you have any comments, or questions, please feel free to unmute yourself. Claudia, do we have it where they can unmute themselves or raise their hands?
I will put it like that again, so
All
they
right.
can unmute themselves.
All right. So let me go back to the first slide. First slide, doom and gloom. You can talk about that. And by the way, don't spend too much time on a slide. This whole presentation is designed to create curiosity. It's not designed to explain everything. This is for new people, you guys. This is I call it first exposure. The first exposure, when you got a room full of people or 3 or 4 or 5 people coming into a Zoom and you want to give them a full presentation, you do it with this. Then you get with them and you start answering their questions. Again, what is it they need to hear? All right. Now, aside from everything happening in the world, it's one thing that's never going to change since the beginning of mankind: dreams. Everyone still has dreams and hope. All right. Hope for a better life, for yourself, for your kids. Maybe your dream is to go on a trip. Maybe your dream is to have a certain car, or live in a certain neighborhood. But we all have dreams of a life of abundance, a life of good health, a life of financial freedom. And I've learned that when people have those things, abundance, health, and financial independence, they tend to be happier, if they've worked for it. All right. So what are the options now if people want to move beyond living a life of survival and living a life of abundance? The reality is most people, like 99% of the people out there in this world, live a life of survival. They're working hard just to survive, have a roof over their head, food on the table, transportation, to be able to put their kids into school. What what options are there if you want to move beyond that? Option one, get another job. Well, we know that that is not a great option. All right. If you want to have time for family, time for yourself, all right, getting another job is going to limit your time, and it's fixed. You're going to get, someone's going to say, I will pay you. Here's what you're worth. Okay. Your time is worth this much, and you're going to work for me. I always say when you work for someone else, you're building their dream. You're not building your dream. All right. So option one, heck, go get 10 jobs. Don't even sleep at all. This is not a good option. Option two, go back to school, get a degree. Marco's a good example of that. Marco, unmute yourself real quick. I love what you told me about that. You went and got your master's, right?
Yes, I did.
All right. What'd that cost you?
A little over $30,000 here at the private Catholic University in San Diego.
And so at the end of the day, did that really change your life financially?
No, it looks really nice on my wall though. But it's a $30,000 piece of artwork.
There you go. There you go. I mean, Mark, he showed it to me, by the way. That's what made me think of it. He showed me I was at his house the other day, and I saw his master's degree certificate. So going back to school, getting a degree, we talk about PhDs, and forgive me, Dr. Ogina, because we have Dr. Ogina here, but he's a medical doctor. That's different. All right. I see people get PhDs, and the P stands for poor. It just didn't make them a whole lot more money. But going back to school, people tend to get student loans here in the US, and they find themselves more in debt, doing that. Option three, start your own business. Now, that tends to be a traditional business, and we're probably going to put traditional in there. I should change that, put start your own traditional business. That means put up capital, all right? Have inventory, have overhead expenses, whether it's an office or if you have a restaurant, whatever it is, office space, you're going to pay rent. You might have an employee or two, you have to pay them. So now you have to deal with taxes and so forth. I think no matter where you live in the world, you're still going to deal with the taxes, all right? So you've got all of these administrative responsibilities of running your own business. Very few people know how to do that. And it takes a lot of money to do it. And frankly, most people don't even make a profit for the first 5 years in a traditional business. But that is an option. Start your own business if you got the money or capital to do it. Even buying a franchise. Go buy a McDonald's if you got $1 million. Not many people have $1 million to invest. All right. So the next one, whoops, excuse me. I don't know why that's not. Okay, here's number 4. Partner with a successful company and a team to build a global network. All right. Networking is the future. People are already in networks. All right. People join all kinds of social networks, whether it's, on Facebook or Instagram. I see people all the time, participating in networks. All right. Here you've got a team of people all moving the same direction, all moving to achieve their dreams, all right, their financial goals, as you can see in that video there. So partner with a successful company. Now, this is a winning option right here, these 3 pillars. And I'm going to talk about these 3 pillars briefly. 1, if you're going to do something in business, take advantage of the globalization that's happening right now. The world is becoming a smaller place. You can reach out to people now across the world in nanoseconds. All right. Get on WhatsApp, get on Skype, get on Messenger. You're talking to people all over the world. That's the beauty of networking today. What does it cost you to send a WhatsApp message? Nothing. All right. So take advantage of the globalization with a company that has a global presence for life, over 70 countries now, that you can build your business. Number 2, rentability. What does rentability mean? That's one you guys might have to practice on, okay? The rentability. What that simply means is something that is duplicable, that brings you residual income each month, all right? So if you're going to have some sort of business, you want to have a business that you can eventually get to a point where you start having more time than you're putting into your business, your personal time. In the beginning, I understand. I'll be the first to tell people it's work, a little bit of time starting out. If you want to build a big network, you get out of it what you put into it. But as you duplicate and you start to build your business around the world, all of a sudden it starts to become work, time, work, time, work. And pretty soon it's time, bit of work. All right. Yes, it takes years to do that, a few years, maybe it takes 5 years. What if it took 10 years to build a global network that would change your life and your family's life. That's what the rentability is. And by the way, it's your business. All right. Your family gets it if you're not around. You can give it away. You can sell it. It's your business. Community. You've got to work with a team of people. Don't try to build your own business by yourself. That's the problem with traditional businesses. People are on their own, trying to figure it all out by themselves. All right. Working with a team of people creates synergy. And let me tell you, we all have good days and bad days. It's part of life. All right. Like Jim Rohn says, you got the 4 seasons. All right. Embrace them all because they're going to happen. When you're with a community with people that stick together, you edify each other, you celebrate each other's successes, and sometimes you cry together. That's just the way a family is. So you're working in a society, a family, a community. Now let's talk about benefits versus risk. Everybody makes decisions on benefits and risk. If the risk is too high, the red light goes on in their mind and they're like, I'm not going to do that. But if they see all benefits and virtually no risk, and that's what we have here, why not? In fact, I have no problem looking people right in the eye and saying, why would you not do this? What are you afraid of? Now, what are you afraid of part, if I really feel there's fear, then I ask them, what are you afraid of? What's the fear? All right. So let's go through these real quick. One, you've got a turnkey system with your personal website for e-commerce. Everybody gets a My Shop, all right, where they can market their products all over the world. I just had somebody recently buy some product in the UK. They bought product. Every day I get people buying off my shop. It's in multiple countries, multiple languages, so you can grow your business internationally. You've got a cell phone application. I know that a lot of people, don't necessarily get on their computer, but everyone has a cell phone. Use the 4Life app. You can share content with it. The new video, hopefully you've all seen the new video. It's awesome. And we'll see it in this presentation. But you can share. You're talking to someone, casual conversation, and they'll say, hey, do you have something for arthritis? Absolutely. Gold Factor. Gold Factor now is clinical study on arthritis and joints. I'll send them. In fact, it just happened to Gabby. Sweetie, was it yesterday where you got from Nick all of a sudden messaged you and said he wanted 3 bottles of Gold Factor? So use your app to get information out to people. All right. You can run your business. It's also a CRM, by the way, contact relationship manager. You can put your people that are hot and cold. You can categorize them so you can follow up with them. And if we need to do a training on the app, we'll do another training on the app. Extremely low investment. Where can you start a business for, let's just say, less than $300? In some cases, $200, but let's just say $300. Start a business, all right? And every month, your investment is not in overhead. And that first 300, by the way, almost all that is in your product for yourself, for you to consume and use and experience using the products. But every month, what's your monthly investment? It's not in overhead expenses. It's not in rent. It's not in employees. It's not in taxes. It's not in inventories. Your monthly expense is in yourself, consuming the products and benefiting from the products. So you gain a greater testimony and understanding of the product so you can share with other people. It's all cyclical. It's a cycle. But your monthly investment is in yourself. You're working with a team of like-minded entrepreneurs and you're not by yourself. Number 6, I love this one. Earn while you learn. You're starting your business, and as you're learning it, you're growing it because you invite people to the table and they might want to use the product. They might want to join the network. And so as you continue to learn, I tell people it takes a year if you're brand new to networking to really understand this concept of networking. And some do it faster, some learn it in a month or 2. But you earn while you learn. That's the main thing. All right. And then there's the bars covering. So let me move that. Get paid for what you start. That phrase alone is what got me into networking in 1981. My mentor, Joe Land, told me, he said to me, young man, how would you like to learn to get paid for what you start? And I thought it was a trick question. I later learned that in this business, you can start something today and get paid months, years, and decades down the road for what you began, years ago. And that's what's happening to many people in 4Life. And by the way, 4Life has now created over 200 millionaires, of which over 180 of those are in my organization. And so I'm very proud of that. Next one, we're in an industry of $4.2 trillion. So when I talk to people today, I have no problem telling them, yeah, I have a business in a $4.2 trillion industry, health and wellness. It's an industry. Actually, there's another slide that I think I'm going to interject in there that I really like. It talks about, it might even be in the wrong place. We'll see in a second. But it talks about the industry of being everything from anti-aging, skincare, weight loss, general wellness, fitness, transformation, and immune health. Right there, over $4 trillion in those categories. And we've got it all with our company, 4Life. So why 4Life? Let me tell you why 4Life. First of all, 4Life is a company that is a 24-year history all over the world in the health and wellness marketplace in over 70 countries. So you can start your business locally, wherever you live, and you can expand globally within hours if you know people in other countries. You can live in Kenya, sign up people in the UK, sign up people in New York, sign up people in South Africa. Over 1,000 employees 4Life has to serve you, to help you with your business. They will ship, they'll process the orders for you. They'll ship the products for you. They'll pay all the commissions. You can have 1,000 people on your team and not one employee that you're responsible for. 4Life takes care of it all. They maintain the inventory. They pay all the overhead expenses. They do all the administration. All we do is talk to people. It's that simple. It really is. Debt-free. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in. 4Life has zero debt. They're super solid, incredibly solid, strong company. Everything they have, they've paid cash for. They've got a brand new manufacturing facility, by the way, paid for with cash. They've got over 60 now. It says over 40 worldwide patents. We just learned at convention, there's now over 60 worldwide patents, and they manufacture their own products. Let's take a look at this. Hopefully you can all hear this. I love this video.
4Life Transfer Factor is clinically proven to activate the immune system within 2 hours. Transfer factors aren't vitamins, minerals, or herbs. They are molecules that transfer immune memory and knowledge from one cell to another. They teach your immune system to recognize, respond to, and remember potential threats. 4Life Transfer Factors provide vital information and education to your immune system. Let's follow the path of transfer factors through the body as they raise your immune IQ. First, the capsule travels down your esophagus to the stomach. There, it dissolves, and the individual transfer factor molecules are released. The transfer factor molecules enter the intestines, where they encounter groups of immune cells called Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches are concentrated centers of immune cells, and this is where 4Life Transfer Factor begins educating your immune system. They support many different kinds of immune cells, such as natural killer cells, T cells, B cells, macrophages, and more. When the transfer factors encounter an uneducated immune cell, they enter and educate that cell so it can better recognize, respond to, and remember health threats. From there, the newly educated cell creates more transfer factors to place on its surface. As educated immune cells come into contact with uneducated immune cells, they pass their immune system knowledge to those cells. The education spreads cell to cell until it reaches the lymph node, a concentrated source of immune system cells. Here, the educated cells work quickly to transfer their immune system knowledge, and soon all the cells in the lymph node have transfer factors to pass to the rest of the immune cells in your body. This transfer of immune knowledge spreads throughout the body until your entire immune system is fortified by transfer factors, making for a smarter and more vigilant immune system. Try 4Life Transfer Factor products today to raise your immune IQ.
I love that video. That's the new 4Life video on transfer factor. And by the way, if you open up your app, all right, and you go to the media library, which is in your menu, so you click the upper right little 3 lines in the upper right corner of the 4Life app, you'll see Media Library in the menu. Click on Consumer, go down to Transfer Factor Plus, click on it, and you will see the new clinical study. Also on Gold Factor, there's a clinical study. The one on Transfer Factor talks about how Transfer Factor is clinically proven to activate the immune system within 2 hours of taking it. So that's why every single morning you want to take a Transfer Factor. You want to jumpstart your immune system to be able to recognize, respond, and remember threats all throughout the day. So 4Life has many products, and this is actually the slide that talking about the industry that we're in, the $4.2 trillion industry: skincare, anti-aging, digestive health, transformation, fitness, immune health, and general wellness. We cover it all. We cover the whole spectrum. Now, let's talk about making money. There's 4 ways you can participate in 4Life. First way, be a customer. All right. When I talk to somebody for the first time, I don't know what's going to happen. It can be nothing. It's okay. I planted a seed. Somebody else might come after me weeks, months, or years later and harvest that seed when the person is ready to either use our products or join and be part of the network. All right. But as a customer, you now can buy products at wholesale prices. You have access to all of the special packs. When 4Life comes out with BOGOs and specials, you can take advantage of that. You get an extra 25% discount when you buy over 100 life points. You can join the loyalty program, which means you're going to get credits. You can redeem those credits for free products, and you get a free product every month if you have 125 life point loyalty order every single month. I apologize for that bar there. I got to figure out how to get that, remove that. You can be part of the brand ambassador program. This is a brand new program. Gabby and I are going to be up in Utah this coming Friday, and I'm going to sit down and go over with them so I can train on this more. But a brand ambassador would be someone like Gabby McLean, who's a celebrity fitness trainer. She may convert into being a networker one day, but right now her focus is training celebrities to get them ready for major motion pictures like The Woman King. The whole cast, the fighting cast of The Woman King, used our products because of Gabby. They were using the protein bars. They were using the Energy Go sticks, the Renuvo, the ProTF. So the ambassador program is designed for people that are influencers, that have a following, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform, or in general, if they're an influencer, they can join the ambassador program, cannot sponsor anybody. There is no 100 life point qualification for them, meaning that they don't have to do the 100 life points because they're not sponsoring anybody to get paid a commission. And they would get their 25% on anyone that purchases from their ambassador shop. Now, really important, you guys, the ambassador program is only in the markets where 4Life is doing all the shipping, the corporate markets. But you can be in Kenya, you can be in South Africa, you can be in Ghana, you can be in any emerging market and still sign up a brand ambassador that is in a market where 4Life does everything. Or if you have someone that lives in an emerging market and their influence has people that's in another country, they can still be a brand ambassador. So I'm not saying they can't be a brand ambassador because they're in an emerging market. They can. It's just that the purchases from my shop would have to come from a market where 4Life does all of the shipping. All right. As a brand ambassador, again, you're buying at wholesale the products. You got my shop, 25% for every sell. And really, this is the only difference between a brand ambassador and someone else, is that there's no network marketing involvement. There are people out there that when you say multi-level marketing or network marketing, they're like, no, don't want to do that. For the life of me, I don't know why they wouldn't want to have, millions of people eventually in their organization around the world, in a network where they're going to get paid a residual on all those people. So it really just comes down to they just don't quite understand yet. So if the ambassador program is a way to get them to learn about networking eventually, great. But they can become an ambassador. Consume and share. This is really just direct sales, meaning that they can sign people up, but at the same time, they're more focused on the products, getting a lot of customers, and using my shop. There are a lot of people out there that just do direct sales. Again, I was talking to Jennifer the other day. And she was saying that she has a bronze that like 90% of her business is just sales to customers. She does a lot of selling of products, and that's great. Now, my focus is helping other people build their network, build their business, so they get all those previous benefits we just talked about, but now they can start earning special bonuses. The builder bonus. In fact, Marco and I were talking about this yesterday. That's the goal for November, to get him into the builder bonus program. So he starts earning that and showing other people, look, it's not that difficult really to earn a builder bonus. Get 3 people signed up on loyalty, and we'll talk about that in a second. But create a network, earn a residual income, work remotely, build a monthly recurring income, all right, by developing a network. Let's talk about builder bonus real quick. The builder bonus is simply enrolling 3 people. They must be on loyalty. All right. Now, in your markets, in the emerging markets, loyalty simply means buying their 100 LP or accumulating 100 LP by the 20th day of the month. After the 20th, they would no longer qualify as the loyalty, being on the loyalty program. All right. In other corporate markets, you have to put up a credit card or your checking account, your form of payment, and 4Life basically debits that every month on the day you select, and you choose your products ahead of time. You can change it at any time. In emerging markets, you get to go pick your product right there on the spot. You can call in, say what you want. In the other markets, you select it and you join literally on your app or online, you join the loyalty program. So you have to be in loyalty, and you have to have 3 people in loyalty on 100 life points or more. 3 people, you get level 1 builder bonus. You help those 3 people, now you've got 9. If they're on loyalty as well, the people on your first level get the 50, you get 200. Duplicate that one more time. You help those 9 get their 3. Now you've got 27 people on your third level, you get 800. Now, this is not your commission from your network. I'll show you that in a second. This is a bonus that 4Life takes 2%, 2% of the entire pay plan they put into this bonus for those people that follow this plan. This is a great plan of action for a new person getting started. All right. Get your 3. Teach them to get 3. Teach them to, if you duplicate the power of 3 and they're all in loyalty, $800 extra every single month. Every month. It's not a one-time thing. Every single month, you get that extra bonus. Recurring income. This is the building of the network. So let's say you spend, a year, 2 years, 3 years building, and you get 6 people enrolled that buy every month their 100 life points, and they were to get 6, and they were to get 6, and they were to get 6. Now you're making some serious money. All right. I've got over 180 millionaires. Think about that. They're millionaires. Their lives have been changed because of building a network, because of this opportunity. Now, I didn't select them. 4Life didn't select them. They selected themselves. They decided they wanted to be in that category. They got motivated. They wanted to take advantage of building the network and have that recurring monthly income. Anybody can do it. Any one of you can do this, right? So that's the networking part of building a network and taking advantage of that 64% total payout that 4Life pays, all right? So ask the person who invited you so you can get more information and learn about how you can take advantage of this 5-star opportunity. That's it. So that is the new presentation that I'm going to be using on all of my, opportunity calls. Anybody here have any questions about any of those slides or that we would need to run over again? Anybody, raise your hand. Any questions or suggestions? All right, including you, Marco, if you got any questions or suggestions on any of it. In fact, as a new Marco, that's the first time you've seen a presentation like that, correct? Let me unmute you there. Go ahead and unmute yourself now. Oops, sorry, I muted you again. My bad. Go ahead and unmute. Okay.
No, Dave, really good. I took good notes. Yeah, that's the first presentation that I've sat through with you for, that gives me the bullet points and some of the working aspects of recruitment. I call it. It's kind of a recruitment tool, and I like it. I'm naturally a social person, And it's interesting because you talk about, you go to a dog park or the beach, and then you just start engaging people in conversation. Well, that happens to me everywhere I go all the time. So now I have something that I can kind of, some tools,
Right.
because you really, I mean, you've been doing this so long, and because of that, I think you've already dealt with all the stumbling blocks. You already understand some people's views on network marketing, so you have to be kind of careful, and you kind of allow them to open the door. So I picked up a lot. I took a lot of great notes. I'm sure we're
So
going to
let me ask you this question. If you had a guest, if we were doing this on the Wednesday evening, because you guys know in the US, every Wednesday night now, we have our opportunity presentation. We'll be using this PowerPoint. If you had a guest on and they saw that PowerPoint, do you feel that they would ask more questions or want to know more?
I think for me personally, I think a lot of it has to do with their background. If they're completely new to network marketing or products, they may have more questions. But I think most people, depending on their age and their background, kind of already understand the concept of networking, just because social media is so big and we already naturally do it in that space. This is just kind of taking it to the next level, where you're actually verbalizing and having discussions. You're not just posting things. Like you
Right.
talked to a friend of yours that does a lot in sales. Well, she's probably real big on social media and doing the product angle that way, which comes naturally, especially for the millennials. So I think a lot of it will have to do with their background and what they're bringing to the table when they sit down to watch that. See, that PowerPoint was awesome. For someone like me, I don't have a lot of questions. You answered everything I could possibly think of. But again, I think it just depends on people's backgrounds, where they're coming from.
Right. There's something though that was not in that presentation that will be on our presentation when we do it formally: testimonies. All right. In fact, if I would be doing that on the Wednesday night, and we have Omar with us as well from New Jersey, the person presenting will also be giving their testimony as to why they joined this business. It'll tend to be more of a business testimony. It could be product as well, either one, but we'll certainly have both product and opportunity testimonies. Now, me, I've got both. I had Crohn's disease before I joined For Life, and my digestive health is incredible now. I mean, I haven't had a symptom in over 24 years. I feel wonderful. And then the financial side of it, obviously, I've made tens of millions of dollars in For Life because of this opportunity. It changed my family's life. So when you put the testimonies in there, it may not be all of the stuff in the slides that catches their attention. There's a saying that stories sell, facts tell. So, when people hear a simple story, they're like, wow, that touched me. But then another person, it might be some of the things that they see that catches their attention in the slides. The whole point is it's a guide. The PowerPoint is designed to be a guide to help people, in hitting all those points. And I would ask you, if any of you are going to use this PowerPoint in a formal presentation, practice it first. Practice it. In fact, Omar, you're with us here. Omar, if you can unmute yourself real quick.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. What's going on, Dave?
Thanks for joining in today, Omar. So I don't know if you saw from the beginning of the presentation, but what do you think, if you had a guest on there, what do you think they would take away from that presentation?
Well, I recently joined, like probably halfway, but I think it's so simple, so well explained. I mean, you're a master at this already. The simplicity of it, it helps. Like Marco was saying, maybe it goes by demographics, and all the people like us, like more mature, would understand the concept pretty clear. Well, I can speak for me, but I think the person who is just like when they say when the person when the student is ready, the master appears, or something like that. There's a quote saying, I think when the person is already mentally ready, they're gonna say, what's next? What follows? Where do I begin? Somebody who might have some doubts might be just wanting to ask more, maybe about the comp plan. Depends on what they're looking for,
Right.
because it really depends on the need of the person. But to me, I loved it. It's sweet, nice and clear, to the point. I think if we all learn how to master it that way and duplicate it, we're gonna do big things in USA.
Yeah, I want to ask again, all of you, before we finish up today, because we're on an hour now, I want to ask you that when you take this presentation, please go through it yourself, practice it, study it, learn it. All right. So what? It may take you 2 or 3 days of looking at it and going through each slide and memorizing things. Trust me, if you do that, you'll find yourself not even having to use the PowerPoint as a guide, and you'll be talking to people and you'll be hitting on all these points, without the visual slide itself. The slides, again, are for the formal. Some people are visual. They just need to visually see things. All right. So the other thing that's important to understand, we want the presenting to be duplicatable. We want our message to be the same, like we're talking the same language to people, but you put your personality, your flavor in it. You heard me do it right now. I added some things, interjected a few things, maybe threw a little of my experience about something in there, but you want to be quick and precise. But, Gabby's going to present one way, Kennedy's going to present another, Margaret will present, or Pedro in Texas might present it. Everyone's going to add their flavor to it, their personality, their character. That's fine. That's what you want to do. But you still want the information to flow and be duplicatable, where anybody hears it over and over and over. And now we're talking the same language with people. Okay. So this is always a work in progress. The one thing that's constant in life is change. Like I said, I changed my presentation from just talking for life, company, product, opportunity. Now we've got really, I think it's like 50%, 50%. Half of the presentation is about, other stuff leading up to why for life. All right. The industry, the benefits, today's world we live in, all of that. And then we hit for life, why for life, and you hit on all those positive benefits. And then at the end of the day, you guys, invite people to join our network, join our family, use our products. Why not? What do you have to lose and what do you have to gain? Nothing to lose and a lot to gain. It's that simple. And use your influence, and that's one thing I'm looking forward with Marco, him being the captain here of the San Diego Sheriff's Department. He's got influence over a lot of people. And I'm sure there's people that will say, yeah, I'll try your, Energy Go sticks or your ProTF protein. The same would apply if Marco opened up an Italian restaurant and said, hey, I've got a brand new restaurant. Come and try my pasta. Come and have some I don't know, cannoli or whatever, But the point is that when you talk to people, many times if you're starting something new, you expect them to try your product. Use that influence. There's nothing wrong with that. So in closing, any questions? I see we've got Spain on. We got Juan Carlos in Spain. Hey, Juan Carlos. So we've got today, if I had to guess, we probably have about maybe 10, 12 countries on with us today. Let's keep building the Mentor Monday call, you guys. Let's get to where we've got over 100 people on the Mentor Monday call that we're working with, getting that excitement. You want people to start off the week with a bang. All right. That's why it's called Mentor Monday. Get people fired up. Monday, let's get out there. Let's get talking. Set your goals. How many people are you going to share this with today, this week? All right. Break it down and work with your people's people. Make those calls. Call your people. Talk to them. Get them going. Find some new people. All right. Plant those seeds. So with that, I don't see any hands up. So let's go ahead and close it out. We're going to repeat this again in 2 hours in Spanish. So I see we had Gloria Mora with us from Ecuador. Gloria, le vamos a hacer eso en español en 2 horas. And Matty Gomez is on Canada. Matty, you've got your hand up. Go ahead. Oops, I'm sorry. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, hola, hi. Okay. No, I want to say because I met you there in the convention, at the convention. I got fired up. I'm not sure the expression in English, but with the Hilton seminar that you gave.
The event at the Hilton,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah. It was an amazing. And my mentor too, Karen Leal. And because of that, I'm talking to people also on the street. Before I was super afraid to do it. And I have meetings this week, and because of the example that also the other Dave gave us too, and it's like wow, we came super with energy, positive, and thank you very much. Really, I feel new, like a new person.
Thank you, Matty. Look, there's nothing wrong with being bold. Be bold. Don't be afraid to share this with people. What is there to be afraid of? No one's going to beat you up. They're not going to spit on you. They're not going to slap you in the face. All right. So don't be afraid to be bold and share this with people. And my wife, Gabby, I'm going to ask her to go ahead and close us out and share with us her thoughts on presenting and her message she'll share with us, sweetie.
Good morning, everybody. You know, convention was really nice. You know, we hadn't seen each other in almost 3 years, no, over 3 years. So it was really nice to have that connection. And that was basically the theme of our convention. And we had so many examples on how we can connect. Bianca gave a lot of them, but I wanted to share. So I went into the restroom and I witnessed how an affiliate I didn't know her and she didn't really know me. She was prospecting to the lady that was cleaning the restroom. So don't judge just because someone is doing, you know, whatever work, waitress, cook, cleaning a restroom. Those people need the opportunity too. Again, 2 checks is better than 1. And this lady actually agreed to meet with this affiliate. She basically said, give me 15 minutes of your time and I will send you some links to what we're going to talk about so we don't make it longer than 15 minutes. And the lady cleaning the restroom agreed to meet with, you know, this affiliate. And I was really impressed because I do see, and I have seen in the past, golds and platinums that are now golds and platinums do the very same thing. They don't take no for an answer. Now, we're not going to, like, I'm not going to go to Claudia, she's not in For Life yet, and says, Claudia, you need to do this. You need to do this. You know, you have to have the confidence. You have to have the knowledge. You have to have the, basically the patience to work with people. And simple, you know, our app makes it so easy to prospect people. Just saying, you know what, give me, let's say I'm at the gym and I get to know people because I'm a person that talks to everybody. So I'm at the gym and I'm doing a Zumba class. And at the end of the Zumba class, a lot of women will say, oh my gosh, I'm so worn out, or I need something to lose weight, or whatever. You know, you strike up a conversation. The gym is actually a very good place to prospect our customers and maybe eventually our affiliates. But I mean, that's where I used to find a place to do that. Even my Zumba instructor, he loved our energy. It's sometimes funny how people love our product yet never buy it. Well, that's on us, because now we have our app where we can send them a link to that product and they can easily just click on buy now and it gets shipped directly to their home. You don't have to carry inventory. You don't have to do much of anything else other than just talk about it and share your experience and share the product. If you have samples, even better. But I'm really impressed, by the way, with our 3 new products. Our 2 new formulated products, which is Sleep Right and NutriStart. NutriStart is delicious, by the way. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's got blue spirulina. It's vanilla flavored. I love the chia in it. Dave actually has been drinking it as a meal supplement in the morning. It's really delicious, and I want to try a pancake recipe with it. So maybe I'll get together with Claudia and we'll figure something out. And remember, share your product if you can. And this is an easy product to share because all you have to do is share one portion of it. And usually it's 1 scoop because the scoop is pretty big. The Sleep Right, the new formula, is actually very good. We were at convention and Dave and I were both very tired after a long day of meetings and just meeting with people, taking pictures. I am so glad I'm not a celebrity because it really is work. We love the work. We love to take pictures with everyone. but just, it is work. It is work. So at night, we tried the new Sleep Right, and I took 1 capsule. 2 is the dose. And I asked Dave if he wanted me to give him a foot massage. And of course, he said yes. So I was starting to massage his feet, and within 10 minutes of me taking the new Sleep Right, I was like, sweetie, I'm sorry, but I am so tired. I just want to go to sleep. So our new formula, does contain lavender. It does contain, gosh, I can't pronounce that. Can't see. Ashwagandha, I want to say. Is that what it is?
Ashwagandha, that's an
Yeah,
adaptogen.
ashwagandha, GABA. So it does have many ingredients that actually help you relax. And also keep your mind from just thinking. Okay, so just give into that. Just let your body relax. And believe me, you'll have a really good night's sleep. Our immune boost is amazing too. There's 5 per pack. And the reason is because you only use this product when you're feeling like you're going to come down with a cold. If you're going to be in a large group of people, if you're going to go travel somewhere, add it to 28 ounces of water and you're good to go. So do your homework on these products. Please share them. Share your experience with them. That's what I'm trying to say. They are really, and they all have transfer factor, by the way. I could sit here and talk all day about products, but we don't have that kind of time. But I just wanted to share those 3 that we just got from convention. And throughout the year, we're also going to be getting more. And it's always a pleasant surprise to see what else we are getting for our, basically our benefit. So with that, it's the 7th of the month. And it's time for all of us to share and just talk to people. It doesn't matter what line of work we meet someone doing, whether it's someone at the cashier working at Costco, whether it's you getting a facial or just going to the gym. It's our opportunity to just tell people about this opportunity or just use up the product. And with that, we love and appreciate all of you. Thank you for your time and have a great week.
Thank you, Gabby, for that. One last announcement that I forgot about, very important, you guys. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Just 2 more minutes we need of your time. Go ahead and listen to this. Hopefully you're all part of the For Life USA, all right, Facebook group, all right, because that's in English. And some of this pertains to wherever you are in the world. If you're in Kenya, South Africa, emerging market, you're an extension of the United States. So let me just share my screen real quick. This is an announcement from Nathan Larson. He did this from his home yesterday, but let me go ahead and take this back, expand it out. And well, hang on a second.
Chill. We've had a pretty good storm come through here, decent amount of snow going on. So, but I have a big announcement for you guys. I know you just left Utah at all. We just had an awesome convention, but we're going to follow it up with a post-convention rally this coming Saturday, next Saturday, the 12th of November. All right. So November 12th at 9 a.m. we have an awesome rally coming for you guys. It's going to be virtual. We want everybody to be able to attend. It's going to be, I'm looking at it more as a post-convention 2023 kickoff call. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. We're planning on it being about 3.5 hours. So 9 a.m. Utah time till what, 12:30 Utah time. I'm going to be hosting it. I've got special guests, our Senior Vice President of Worldwide Sales, Trent Tenney's going to be there. Our Vice President of Research and Development, Dr. Brent Bond, is going to be there. We have a couple other special guests that I am going to wait till next week. We're putting something together to announce those guys. You're going to love it. They're actually going to come into Utah. We're going to go live from the Dream Room up in Sandy, Utah, the corporate offices. I can't wait, you guys. It's going to be a lot of great information. We're going to take a lot of the information we learned at convention and talk about how to utilize it in your business, how to utilize it going forward, setting goals, making sure we get 2023 off on the best foot possible by ending 2022 with a bang. We've got so many great things still going on in 2022. We've got a lot of stuff left, you guys. I know we've only got 2 months left, but we've got some great stuff to end the year. End November, and then really fun thing for December to hopefully give you guys the opportunity to share some great products with people with For Life. So please get the word out. November 12th, 9 a.m. Utah time, Mountain time. So, it's going to be awesome, you guys. I cannot wait. It's so much fun. We're working so hard to hurry and put this together. And like I said, I've got some special guests that are going to fly into Utah to be a part of this event. So it's going to be cool. So mark it down. Make sure you're there. And we will catch you guys all later. November 12th, 9 a.m. We'll see you then.
All right. So a virtual post-convention event. We're going to have the guests basically are me, Gabby, and Dana Lombardi. Gold International. Dana Lombardi will be with us. So that's going to be a great event. So you guys can tune in to that. But make sure you're subscribed to the US sales team. All right. US sales team. Follow that. All right. So you can always be in tune with what's going on. Thanks, you guys. We're going to say goodbye for now. It's been well over an hour. Everyone, let's go. Keep going. Keep growing. Love you guys. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.